Israel carries out limited strikes on Iran. North Korea says it tested super-large cruise missile warhead. More than 2,100 people evacuated due to volcano in Indonesia. 2 Japanese Navy helicopters crash in Pacific Ocean during training. Chinese swimmers won Olympic medals despite failed doping tests. A new world record of ballerinas dancing on tiptoes.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, April 22nd, and here are your top stories. Israeli forces appear to have carried out a counterstrike on Iran 5 days after Tehran targeted Israel with a barrage of drones and missiles in an unprecedented attack in retaliation for Israel's bombing of an Iranian diplomatic compound in Syria. The extent of the damage from the strike, which neither the Israeli nor Iranian governments commented on but was confirmed by 2 people familiar with the situation, remain unclear. While largely appearing to downplay the strikes, reports from Iranian state media said that air defense systems had been engaged in several provinces early Friday morning, and that there were limited explosions outside Isfahan, a historic city in central Iran that is home to a nuclear installation.
Later, Iranian state media reported that the destruction of 3 small drones had caused the sound of several explosions in Isfahan. An Iranian anchor described Isfahan as in complete peace. People are living their normal lives. The International Atomic Energy Agency said there was no damage to Iran's nuclear facilities. Earlier in the week, Iranian officials said that after their strikes on Israel, they did not want to continue hostilities but would counterstrike immediately, should Israel attack in response. So far, that has not happened. According to a source, Israeli officials notified U.S. counterparts on Thursday that a military response was coming. On Friday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he would not speak to these reported events, but added that U.S. forces had not been involved in any offensive operations when asked about the strike.
North Korea said Saturday it tested a super-large cruise missile warhead and a new anti-aircraft missile in a western coastal area as it expands military capabilities in the face of deepening tensions with the United States and South Korea. On Friday, North Korean state media said the country's missile administration conducted a power test for the warhead designed for the Whalsa-1 RA-3 strategic cruise missile and a test launch of the POG-12 anti-aircraft missile. It said the test attained an unspecified certain goal. Photos released by KCNA show at least 2 missiles being fired off launcher trucks at a runway.
North Korea conducted a similar set of tests February 2nd, but at the time did not specify the names of the cruise missile or the anti-aircraft missile, indicating it was possibly seeing technological progress after testing the same system over weeks. KCNA insisted Friday's tests were part of the North's regular military development activities and had nothing to do with the surrounding situation. Tensions on the Korean peninsula are at their highest in years, with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un dialing up his weapons demonstrations, which have included more powerful missiles aimed at the U.S. mainland and U.S. targets in the Pacific. The United States, South Korea, and Japan have responded by expanding their combined military training and sharpening their deterrence strategies built around strategic U.S. assets.
More than 2,100 people living near an erupting volcano on Indonesia's Sulawesi Island were evacuated Friday due to the dangers of spreading ash, falling rocks, hot volcanic clouds, and the possibility of a tsunami. Indonesia's Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation recorded at least 3 eruptions since Friday afternoon, with a maximum height of the eruption column reaching 1,200 meters. An international airport in Manado City, less than 100 kilometers from the erupting Mount Raung, is still temporarily closed as volcanic ash was spewed into the air.
According to a statement from Indonesia's Transportation Ministry, satellite imagery from the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency shows the ash has spread to the west, northwest, northeast, and southeast, covering Manado and North Minahasa. More than 11,000 people were told to leave their homes that were located in the affected area. A joint team from the local authorities combed the villages surrounding the volcano and evacuated residents to safer areas by boat. Officials worry that part of the volcano could collapse into the sea and cause a tsunami, as happened in an eruption there in 1871.
Japan Defense Minister Minoru Kihara said Sunday that two Japanese Navy helicopters carrying 8 crew members crashed in the Pacific Ocean south of Tokyo during a nighttime training flight after possibly colliding with each other. One crew member who had been recovered from the waters was later pronounced dead, while rescuers searched for 7 others who were still missing. The two SH-60K choppers from the Maritime Self-Defense Force were carrying 4 crew each and lost contact late Saturday near Torushima Island, about 600 kilometers south of Tokyo.
Kihara said the cause of the crash was not immediately known, but officials believe the 2 helicopters, highly likely, collided with each other before crashing into the water. He added his ministry will suspend training flights for all SH-60s for now. The Navy Chief of Staff, Admiral Ryo Sakai, said the training will be suspended until the accident's cause is determined and preventive measures are adopted. Rescuers have recovered a flight data recorder, a blade from each helicopter, and fragments believed to be from both choppers in the same area, signs that the 2 SH-60Ks were flying close to each other. Officials will analyze the flight data to try to determine what led to the crash.
The world's top anti-doping regulator says 23 Chinese swimmers were cleared to compete at the Tokyo Olympics despite testing positive for a banned heart medication because it agreed with Chinese authorities and ruled that their samples had been contaminated. The swimmers tested positive for the heart medication trimetazidine before the start of the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, but that Chinese authorities told the agency the positives were the result of contamination. WADA's Senior Director of Science and Medicine, Olivia Robbins, said in a news release, "Ultimately, we concluded that there was no concrete basis to challenge the asserted contamination."
The 30-member Chinese swim team won 6 medals in Tokyo, including 3 golds. Many of the athletes still compete for China and are expected to swim at the Paris Olympics this summer. Reports about the doping positives came out Saturday in the Daily Telegraph in Sydney and the New York Times. WADA responded to what it called some misleading and potentially defamatory media coverage this week and explained the process it undertook upon learning about the positive tests. The Global Drug Fighting Organization said it also had been given a tip by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency as early as 2020, before this case arose, about allegations of doping cover-ups in China, but that USADA never followed up with evidence.
Hundreds of young dancers in white tutus and tightly coiffed hair gather in New York's Plaza Hotel on Wednesday to break the world record for dancing on point in one place. The spectacle was organized by Youth America Grand Prix, a ballet scholarship program that is celebrating its 25th anniversary with 3 nights of performances at the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts. The dancers included students aged 9 to 19 who are competing for scholarships, as well as professional dancers who are alums of the program.
Tchaikovsky music played as the ballerinas stood on tiptoes and switched their weight rapidly from one foot to the other, a step called bourrée, for a full minute. Tina Shi, an adjudicator for Guinness World Records, announced the results. 353. That is a new Guinness World Record. Congratulations! The New York-based Youth America Grand Prix has operated the world's largest student ballet scholarship competition since 1999. The previous record for ballerinas on point en masse was 306.
The answer for yesterday is B, excavations. Excavations have revealed Roman and Anglo-Saxon remains in the area. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Israel carries out limited strikes on Iran. Number 1, unprecedented, 前所未有的，空前的，没有先例的。The situation is unprecedented in modern times. Number 2, downplay. 对什么轻描淡写，使贬低，使轻视。The coach is downplaying the team's poor performance. Number 3, compound. 有围栏或围墙的场地。Police fired on them as they fled into the embassy compound. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.